All right. Okay, thank you for joining us on our team call tonight, you guys. I'm seriously excited to be here. My name is Elisa Gallios, for those of you who don't know me, and I am one of the leaders on the Made for Brave team. So I have been coaching for a little over 2 years, which is totally insane because it sort of just feels like I started coaching yesterday and I still don't know what I'm doing. Disclaimer to everyone. But what's so cool about coaching is you kind of figure it out as you go, and somehow, even when you don't really know what you're doing, you can land in, top rankings of the company and awesome things like that. And all of that is because of heart, which is so crazy. But I'm actually going to talk about that tonight, you guys. So not just on the business side of things, so you guys know, I am talking about this as it relates to your fitness journey and your life as well. But I wanted to kind of paint this picture because a lot of people ask me how we've been able to be successful in our Beachbody business. And I really do think it's two parts. It's one part heart and one part hustle. But honestly, the heart is the first part. It's what you need to have, and it's the part that cannot be taught. But this is the focus of tonight's call, because the hustle side of it, for anybody that is interested in the business side of things, you guys know where to find me, and we have all the tools and trainings for you to get set up on that side of it. But this heart part, you guys, this applies to our entire fit family. It applies to all of our fit tribes, and whether you are a challenger or a coach, I think it's very important that you actually know some of the information about Beachbody as a company and about our Made for Brave team as a whole. We are actually coming up on 500 coaches as a team, which is absolutely incredible in the course of a little over 2 years, if you ask me. So this is pretty dang awesome. But wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of this background. So some of you guys may have heard some of this before, just so you know. Don't tune it out though, because I have new points, okay? At first, so you guys know, when I actually started coaching, it was completely selfish. So I don't know that I've worded it this way on the call, but it was a completely selfish decision. And the only reason I decided to start coaching was for the discount, which in this case, selfishness is not bad, right? I had made the connection that my best self definitely came about in my family life and with my friends when I was feeling my best. And I knew that the shakes and the challenge groups, honestly, and the community really started to bring out that best side in me. I found that I had more patience with people at the grocery store. I felt more comfortable in my body and in my clothes, and just everything in my life started making these little incremental shifts towards better. And the only thing I had really changed was joining a fit tribe. So I decided, like, hey, this is something I want to stick with for, possibly forever. Might as well sign up for this fancy little discount thing that my coach was talking about to get 25% off. And I did. And you guys, it was awesome, because I was like, sweet, I'm saving like $30 a month on the shakes. This means I can afford 2 extra shakes a year, like that adds up to over $300. I'm like, that's like multiple months worth. Actually, that's like 3 months worth of shakes. Like, I'm like, I can totally do this with this coach discount, right? I initially joined the Fit Tribes, you guys, just for the workouts. I actually told my coach I wasn't a shake person, that there's no way I wanted the shakes. I asked, can I join your challenge group without the shakes? I'm really not going to like them. She basically told me all about them. I did like mass crazy person research for like 3 days, and then finally was like, fine, I'll try your weird shakes. They're probably going to taste like grass. So, and so I was like, I will try them, but I don't think I'm going to like them. Tried them for a month, kind of became obsessed. So ended up staying for those shakes, right? And then I like to say that I conquered because of the community, right? So you know that saying, I came, I stayed. Well, it's I saw technically, but I like saying I came, I stayed, I conquered. And yeah, came for the workout, stayed for the shakes, conquered because of this community right here. So not right here, because y'all came after me, but literally joining the Beachbody team, you guys, absolutely changed my life. And so this is part of what I'm going to get into here, because I know for a fact when you're a new coach and you join into team pages, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, Shakeology, pumpkin spice, like fit tribes, ooh, I'm buff, like sweaty selfie. It can feel really overwhelming and very like cultish. I promise you guys that we are a big group of absolutely normal people, and normal in the sense that we're very, very weird on this team actually as well, but you know, like that's normal. So yeah, we're just normal human beings. But what's so crazy, you guys, is that really, I think the difference between the people who really become a part of kind of this family, it's honestly, it's the people who choose to become a part of it. It's the people who choose to lean in to something that can feel really weird at first, because this is online, right? And that's kind of weird. You're like, okay, I'm sharing my like sweaty face with people, and like, okay, everybody's posting these like GIFs or GIFs, was still up in the air, I don't know, GIFs with us, and like I don't understand like what everybody's hyped about or whatever. But you guys, when I first started my first challenge group. So you guys know I was battling an autoimmune disease. I had some horrible back pain, and I was actually a widowed single mom. I had a 2-year-old at the time. I was super busy, working a million hours a day, it felt like, and my life was just so different than it is right now, you guys. And honestly, I was looking for like a little bit of sanity, because I felt so sick every day. I was so tired. I wanted to go to bed at 4 o'clock. I literally was burnt out. And I saw a post about a challenge group, and it said, are you looking for more energy? And I was like, sign me up. Then I found out how much it was, and I was like, just kidding, it's fine. And then I got to talk to my coach a little bit more and realized that it was actually worth the risk, right? When I joined, again, I thought it was a cult. I thought it was weird. I didn't lean in at first. It took me a few rounds. But you guys, once I started leaning into the community and really checking into the fitness tribes and giving more of myself in there, which sounds kind of weird. Like if you're not a coach, maybe you're like, why would I, help other people in the group? But really, it's absolutely incredible what happens, you guys, in our fit families. And I'm sure you've seen this in our tribe so far. But when other people are commenting and like really encouraging other people if they're having a rough day or a rough time, or giving them ideas or tips or tricks for recipes and things like that. What's so cool is these fit tribes become like little pods, like mini neighborhoods in our greater Made for Brave community or whatever. And it's really, really cool to see the relationships that form. Even on this call tonight, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 coaches who have been with us for almost 2 years, almost since I started my challenge groups. And they have been continual community members that have showed up like every single month, maybe skipping a few months here or there, that's totally fine, but pretty much been very involved in our team. And that is so incredible to see, you guys, because these are friendships with people that I would have never met aside from this community, and they're people that now I've gotten to meet in real life. Like I'm not even going to count the number of faces on tonight that I've met in real life, but it's like a large number of you that we've gotten to like physically like hug each other at different like events and Beachbody events and Summit and like all these crazy things. And that like absolutely blows my mind that I've been able to like hug more human beings. Like this sounds really cheesy, but like I literally, it blows my mind, because it's like I wouldn't have known you guys if I didn't say yes to joining a fit tribe. And now some of my best friends are on our team, and that is insane. So I have notes this time, you guys. Last team call, I had no notes. It was a little crazy. But, okay, so I wanted to tell you guys, okay, so I started looking around as I started leaning more into this community online, right? And I started reading stories of other coaches that were on our greater team, right? Team Fit Foundation is kind of our like mother team. I was like reading like posts from other coaches, and I was listening to people in our challenge groups, and I started noticing that there were like actual real people in these groups, right? There were not just a bunch of obviously faces on social media, that everybody was real. And I started connecting people's problems that I knew in my 3D life, I don't know, my real life, those people's problems, I started connecting with stories of people I was listening to on the coaches team. So for example, I had a friend who was suffering from postpartum depression. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I just read a post from a coach on our team. Her name's Brigitte, who now, you guys, I've now hung out with Brigitte like 4 times, and she's like one of the best human beings in the entire world. And I would hug her all day. She is like, She's so sweet. I don't even know. She reminds me of like my older sister. I feel like she's like my sister. Brigitte, if you listen to this recording, like you're amazing. So anyway, Brigitte is absolutely amazing. She's actually my coach's coach, which sounds so crazy. She's one of my great-great-grandma coach. Sweetest human being, has like 4 children. Just so sweet. But anyway, she suffered from postpartum depression, like severely. Her family was actually going through foreclosure, and they were claiming bankruptcy. Her husband was working one job, and she was not sure how she was going to make ends meet. She was so depressed, you guys. And she found this community and started changing her health first, right? She fell in love with what she was doing in these fit tribes and decided to start paying it forward. And this absolutely transformed her family. About 4 years after she started coaching, she actually retired her husband from his full-time job, which he had been working multiple by that point. And now they like live this incredible life. And like, it's not the money side of it, right? But it's the fact that she fell in love with the heart side of it, and that this started shifting her depression immensely. And it's not because of the finances, right? It's because of the community. It's because of the heart. And it's because she found other people that she could help that also suffered from postpartum depression, and was able to offer them solutions. Started getting messages from them as well, that they were able to finally lose the weight they were having issues losing, right? Or that they were able to find more holistic ways to treat their depression, right? Like exercise and other things. And I know sometimes there's chemical stuff there too. So I'm sure she maybe took some meds. I'm not really sure. But what's so incredible, right, is that she found those people. So I was able to start reaching out to people in my community and say, hey, about the time, you guys, I didn't know Brigitte in person. I actually just knew her story from online. But I was like, girl, like, I know you're suffering from PD right now, but like, just so you know, I know somebody who was able to turn that ish around with these fit tribes. Like, would you want to join? And I was so surprised that my friend was like, I will try literally anything. Because her doctor, right, was trying to put her on like $500 worth of prescriptions. She's like, I will try this before I'll try that. Like, let's go, right? And it started getting her out of her funk. So then I started finding people that I knew personally, like my neighbor, who was looking for a place to belong. Literally just told me, I don't feel like I have very many friends. I like don't feel like I belong anywhere. I go to work every day. Nobody sees me. I come home every day. It's just my cats and my husband. I'm not really sure like what the next step is. And then she joined our team, and she felt like she found a place, right? She felt like she found a place where she could check in every day, where people would notice if she didn't show up, and that changed things for her, right? I was able to apply that, like another story, right? I heard of other people on the team that were in that place, and I had told her about it to, help her consider joining us. So super incredible, right? I found people in my personal life who are battling myself, autoimmune diseases, and my sister who is battling stomach problems, right? We have an endless list of people, you guys, an endless list of people, especially because of my background and because of Kinsley's background, that suffer from autoimmune diseases or suffer from celiacs or IBS, right? An endless list of people who have had their lives changed because of what we do here, right? But it didn't start with us. The whole reason I even cried on Kinsley's bed and begged her to try the shakes and try the groups and try the meal plans, the only reason why is because I knew from other coaches in our greater community and other challengers that this was something that was working for them, and I knew it was worth it for my sister to give it a try, right? So leaning into these fit tribes, you guys, it isn't so much about even just you personally, even though this can really benefit you as well, because you might find that somebody else is suffering from something, and it doesn't have to be medical, right? It can be anything, but also it can help so many people that are in your circle, right? Even if you're like fighting cancer, that's another one. If you know somebody that's fighting cancer, if you are fighting cancer, like we have an incredible coach on our sister team. Her name is Brittany Crosby. She is the sweetest soul. I absolutely adore her, and she attributes her discovery of cancer to being in our fit tribes, honestly, and being a coach on our team. She was so tuned into her health that she was able to discover her cancer a little bit earlier. And she even attributes it to why she's been able to fight so long. So she still is in her fight, but it's crazy incredible to see the community that has come around her and the finances that have helped pull her and her husband through this, you guys. So there's so many things like when it gets down to it, that when you look at the people that this can impact, they like absolutely blow my mind. And when we start getting, more serious into stuff like that, like I try not to go like all up on this every single call, of course. But I literally, my late husband passed away from cancer, as a lot of you probably know, when he was 27 years old. I was 26 years old. I was left with a 9-month-old baby girl, right? I had a very difficult time trying to figure out not only where I belonged, but how to make money for my family, how to get better as far as my autoimmune disease went, because that went super haywire after he passed, and how to get my back pain under control. I got in a really bad wreck right before I actually met Nick, my first husband, and I suffered from back pain for 10 years, and it was getting worse and worse, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And you guys, these are the kind of things that most people looking at my, for example, social media account would have never known that I was even suffering from any of these things necessarily. I talked about Nick, but I never really shared the dark side of stuff until I was normally past it. So people, and like my coach, for example, had no clue that I was suffering from an autoimmune disease. She had no clue about my back stuff, all these things, right? But because she was willing to post about this, right? Because she was willing to put this out there in her circle, I was able to join these groups, and everything changed for me about 3 months in, going like all in like a crazy person. So it's just pretty crazy to think about. And then the ripple effect of that, you guys, right? Not only my sister, but even my dad now has lost 25 pounds with us. His blood pressure has gone down. His cholesterol has gone down. Like all these things that, to me, I take my dad to his doctor's appointments, you guys. I had to take him in to get a biopsy of his esophagus done last year. And literally, but like sitting there and having them take his blood pressure and being like, oh yeah, you know what? It's doing good. And think of how different that could have been if I didn't invite him to start drinking the shakes and changing his lifestyle 2 years ago. How insane is that, right? Okay, because he was going in a weird place. So anyway, there's all these things, like super incredible. So I have to tell you guys too that I actually, before I started Beachbody, so you guys have this background, I had actually been blogging for like 8 years. Is that right? 6 years? Oh geez. Okay, I think 6 years. So I'd been blogging for 6 years about like cancer and then like widowhood and like random stuff. But I had like a long list, you guys, of people from like different network marketing opportunities, whatever places, that like messaged me about their opportunities, and they would be like, hey, I have this amazing business proposition, like you should do it because you have all these people that follow you. And every single time, you guys, I never wanted anything at all to do with it, right? So when I actually first found out that Beachbody did use network marketing, I was like so freaked out, you guys. I was like, I don't want to sell my family. I don't want to be a salesperson. I never ever want to like feel like I'm pushing this on anyone, like, I'm not sure how I feel. But it became very clear to me, you guys, very early on. And again, because I'm a researcher, I don't just go with my gut. I have to research things too and kind of check it out, because I'm like, I don't want to swipe this under the rug just in case my coach is even right? Because she was talking about how much has changed your life. And I was like, I feel like I sort of want to believe you, but like, let me look into it, right? So I wanted to give you guys some of the information that I came up with back when I started coaching that I think really changed my perspective. So just so you guys know, which this is absolutely crazy, but did you guys know that Beachbody has been around for 20 years as of January. So literally when Transform 20 comes out in January, which is kind of cool because they said that they didn't like mean to do it this way, but it actually worked out really well. Transform 20 comes out, that's going to be the 20-year anniversary for Beachbody, which is so, so cool. But what's crazy, you guys, is that the coaching opportunity has only been around for 10 years, half the time, okay? And what's crazy is that they started out as, right, a business to consumer company, which is not how I don't know of any other, actually, I literally don't know of any other network marketing company out there that started out as a business to consumer company. Most network marketing companies start out because a bunch of people get together and they think like, how can we make this like really cool and beneficial for us? And like, let's pick a fun product and like make it a thing and like have a bunch of people sell it and then have other people sell it and blah, 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 right? That's actually not the case for Beachbody. And I absolutely love that, because the whole reason that coaching started was because it was a solution to a problem that Beachbody was seeing with their products. To be clear, billion-dollar company, already making a crap ton of money, okay? Financially, they were doing pretty good. But the problem that they were finding is that they were selling these at-home workout programs, which back in the day were on DVD. They were selling these at-home workout programs. People were getting them at home, and then they weren't using them. They were collecting dust on the shelf, right? So that was a problem, because they're like, okay, we know these tools work. We know if you follow the meal plan, you drink the shakes, you do your workouts, you're going to see some crazy transformations, and like things in your life are going to shift in some incredible ways. But people weren't putting in the work to see the magic happen. So they were like, how in the world can we help people stay accountable? And this was actually the solution to it, was what if we started paying people to essentially help people stay accountable? What if we had people go through the programs, get incredible results, and then be able to like, you know, they'd obviously believe in it, because then they're like, I love my results. And then they can share that with other people. And then people will actually start using the products, right? Their mission statement, Beachbody's mission statement since they started 20 years ago, was to end the trend of obesity. That never ever changed. And that is what this solution was to a problem, right? Because if people were buying their products, that's great. And if they could convince 1 million people to buy them through their infomercials, late night infomercials, if y'all remember, for like P90X and Insanity, if they could convince people to buy them, like they're still making money. But you guys, they're not helping people get results. And that's what they ultimately wanted. And that's the part that impresses me about this company, right? Because everything is always geared toward, again, the heart. It's geared toward actually helping people actually change their freaking lives. And that's what I actually love about the Beachbody compensation plan too, just so you guys know. The coaches who really get paid like good money in this, they're the coaches, you better believe, that have a big amount of heart, because you actually cannot make a ton of money. Well, in some cases, if you have like a crazy big heart, you can. But for real, like you can't make a ton of money right out of the gate with this. And that's what's actually so cool, is that you have to be in it to help other people. And you have to be willing to help people get results. And the people who help more people get more results, they ultimately make more income. And that's what's so cool about this. And anytime I mention income, I have to say that every Beachbody coach's income is directly related to their own skill, diligence, and work ethic, or something like that. The lawyers will be happy. There's a disclaimer. You can't just like make money by showing up, but you totally can make money by showing up with heart, right? And so what's cool about coaches in particular, so you guys know, right? The company's motto is to end the trend of obesity. As a coach, your goal is actually to help others strive for their goals and reach their goals, and then live healthier and more fulfilling lives. And that's so crazy to me, because that's basically my like life mission statement. And it's taken some personal development to get to there. At first, again, remember, selfish decisions. But since then, it's like, what do I think really matters? What do I think, I've gotten to sit by people on their deathbeds. What do I think matters at the end of our lives, right? And I think more than anything, relationships matter, right? And love matters, and us being able to help each other, that's what really matters at the end of the day. And so when I read a mission statement like that, and I tie it into my ultimate purpose, which, if you guys know a little bit of my background, I'm not going to dive into the faith part of it, but a lot of it for me too, you guys, is so much about faith, and it's helping people see that they're made of light and that they're made of love, and that you guys, we can change this world one person at a time. I truly believe that. But it's incredible to see that there's a company out there that has given me a platform to even be able to speak to you guys tonight. That gives me freaking chills, because in no other universe would I have had a reason to ask you guys to get on a call with me? Like, I would have been, first of all, like the most nervous person ever 2 years ago. This was not, like, my coach did a call one time and I was like, she's amazing. I would never be able to talk like that or be on a call. But it's crazy what changes when you go through 2 years of pushing yourself physically to the limit, of pushing your mind to the limit, and of pushing your heart to the limit through personal development. So that brings me to a little bit, our vitals as a coach, just so you guys know. 4 vitals as a coach, 3 of them are just like being a challenger, which is so cool to me because it was actually a really easy like transition for me. This call is not to like convince you to coach, by the way. If you have a little like nagging voice in your head though that's saying like, oh, maybe you should think about coaching, tell your coach and then we can help you. But if you don't, that's totally fine. Still listen to this because I think it's going to help improve your life and the lives of people around you, right? Because the 4 vitals of a coach, the 4 things, right? 3 of them have only to do with you improving yourself and you improving your life. So the first one is doing your workouts every day or according to your program, right? Which I think that's pretty crazy that that's part of our job description. Every other job I've had to like fit in somewhere, which it was basically impossible, like being fit, right? Like, so what's so crazy is that you can actually take care of your health as part of it. But that's number 1. And no matter what you're doing in your life, right? Whether you have a full-time job or we have people, you guys on this team, like Isid's on here, who's a freaking nurse and a mom and literally like crushes life. Hi, Isid. She's making dinner right there. Like literally, yes, you are, girl. Go. But like we have people that are doing crazy things with their life, right? That are so dang busy, but they're making time for their health like as much as they can. And that's the part, you guys, that is going to change not just them, right? This isn't just for Isid, but even her kids. Her kids seeing her putting her health not at the very back of the burner, right? But in front of it, that gives them motivation when they're older and they're bogged down and they're in school and they have kids and they're going to work. They're going to know that this is something that's possible, right? There's a crazy ripple effect there. Teacher, mom, and student. Yes. Leah, totally. Literally, yes. See? Sorry, I'm reading her chat and not everybody can see it. She said, teacher, mom, and student still feel overwhelmed, but I get my workout in and now run the wellness program at my school. Like, how awesome is that, you guys? There's literally no one. Like, I now don't believe anyone that says they don't have time because we have like moms of 5 kids on our team. So anyway, it's crazy incredible. But the other thing, I'm totally sidetracking. So the other thing, other than doing your workouts, the second thing is eating according to a meal plan. And you guys, if you haven't checked out 2B Mindset, if the container system feels really overwhelming to you, we have an alternative. 2B Mindset is freaking amazing. It's literally a mindset. It's not a diet. You don't use containers. Ask your coach if you have not checked it out yet because it's freaking incredible. And what's so cool is even if you're using your containers, you can actually use all the concepts of 2B Mindset. So like no matter what meal plan I'm on, I'm using 2B Mindset. It's pretty awesome. But whole point is, right, it's teaching you how to eat whole foods. It's helping you stick to something that can actually help decrease the inflammation in your body, all that good stuff, right? And included with the nutrition, what's awesome is that we have Shakeology to basically go in there, be the added superfoods, adaptogens, probiotics, prebiotics, which is all like everybody's all hyped up about prebiotics. It's hilarious. Everybody just discovered it. You guys, Beachbody's been on that for like 8 years now, just so you guys know. They've been in the shakes. But like it's literally, I saw an article in Shape magazine last week and they were like, the new thing, prebiotics, not and I was like, yeah, I know. That's why all these Beachbody coaches look amazing because we've been drinking them forever, but okay. But literally so many incredible things in that, right? Like super packed into a delicious, oh my gosh, if you guys haven't tried pumpkin spice, we're actually going to do a giveaway in the team page if you didn't buy them because they're sold out and it's so good. Okay, so anyway, so that's number 2, nutrition. Third thing, you guys, is personal development. Personal development sounded so friggin' hokey to me when we started. I was like, what is that woo-woo crap? I don't need it. I've been through a lot of my life. I know my stuff. I'm street smart. I don't need whatever. I had this whole reason why, many reasons why I didn't need personal development. You guys, personal development has absolutely transformed my life. It has transformed my relationships. It has transformed my responses to people that I love. Okay, it's absolutely changed everything. And personal development, if you don't know where to start, self-development, ask your coach, or some books that I absolutely love. The Universe Has Your Back. It's incredible. I believe in Jesus, but also the universe has your back. If you make sure that you consider the fact that when she talks about the universe, it could be God, you're going to be solid there. Very good book. Another book, Cover Your Kids' Ears, is You Are a Bad A. Read that book. That's a really good book. And I think it's very true of everyone, except for we like to bury our bad A's. But literally, it's really good. But these kind of things, you guys, working through the self-limiting beliefs that we have as human beings, those kind of things change everything. And to give you guys just a quick example of a way that it's changed my life, the other night I was sitting on the couch with Jay, and he brought up something that in the past, you guys, would have absolutely triggered me to react immediately in a negative way, okay, because out of fear mainly. And I literally took a second, because I've been listening to personal development on this. I took a second to breathe and consider his feelings, consider where he was coming from, and react differently and react out of love. And you guys, what's so crazy, we had this incredible conversation, and I would have totally misjudged him had I gone with my initial reaction, which that used to be me, you guys, all of the time. I responded off of my feelings, and I responded the way that I thought other people were thinking. So yeah, babe, I'll tell you later what you said. I didn't even tell me yet. But that's because it's fine. I totally had it wrong. I literally had it wrong. So like, that's what's so incredible, you guys, though, about personal development. Like, how many ways has that even happened to me, you guys? Hundreds of times now since I started personal development 2 years ago, and it just builds on each other, right? I listen to a podcast and I'm like, oh, I learned a new lesson here, and that like goes into this lesson I learned from a book over here that I listened to a year ago, and this team call that I listened to 2 months ago, and then it like all comes together, and you just feel like, I don't know, like things just change. You start thinking in different ways, like people can change. It's amazing. So those are the three like main things. And then the third or the fourth thing, which this is the one that I used to feel like, and I used to always say, like, 3 things apply to you, and the last one kind of doesn't, which was funny for me to say, because, again, now that I've gone through more personal development and I've thought through this a little more, the fourth thing actually entirely, completely also improves your life. The fourth thing is inviting other people to join you. So even if you're not coaching, doesn't matter. If you are just inviting people to join our Fit Tribes, what's so cool, like total side note, and this part is literally not the focus. I don't even know if I should say it, but you earn $50 if you help somebody join our Fit Tribes. Cool. Yay you. What's most incredible that you earn, you guys, what's absolutely something that I think improves your life tenfold, is when you get that first message from that person that you helped and they say, this is incredible. I just blank. I just lost 5 pounds that I haven't been able to lose in 10 years. I just finally figured out what my emotional eating problems were. I just finally, I don't know, did a workout for the first time in 12 years. Like whatever the thing is, right? There are so many things that come out of this, and you might need to help like 5 people or so before you get one of those messages. Or you might need to fish for them and send your challenger a message a week into the group and say, hey friend, how's it going? And then they'll tell you, right? Because people don't tell you until you ask sometimes. But what's so incredible, you guys, is that that absolutely can change your life. That absolutely can give you purpose. And even if you only help one person, that's one life changed. And how do you think that that might affect their kids, their spouse? What if they start getting plugged into PD? What if they show up on a call like this and something that is said changes their perspective or prompts them to invite one of their friends that's suffering from depression, right? This is a crazy opportunity, a crazy, crazy ripple effect that can happen here from just helping one person. So I've shown you guys this before, but actually you can see it behind me. Do you guys see that board over there? There's like, oh yeah, look, there's all these like cards and pictures, and behind all the cards and the pictures, I actually have taped up messages that I've gotten through like Facebook and email and stuff like that from people who have told me what this has done for their marriages, what this has done for their life, for their health, for their kids, the things that their kids have said, right? That have like opened their eyes to like, wow, my kids are are watching me and like they notice a change in mom, right? Those kind of messages are up there. And whenever I have a day where I'm like, I don't know if what I do matters. I don't know if I really want to hop on and do a call. I don't know if I really want to do my workout. I think about those messages, you guys. I think about my kids. I look at my picture at my desk of my girls, and I'm like, you know what? This is now, it's become on my hard days. I am a completely selfless individual on those days I don't want to show up, because the old me, you guys, I would have not shown up on days I don't want to work out. There's no way in heck. I would not have shown up on a call in the olden days if I didn't want to, because that is just who I am. I've taken personality tests. I'm a questioner. And for those of you who don't know about Gretchen Rubin, right? It's Gretchen Rubin's like little personality test. A questioner means I only do things if I feel like doing them. And basically, you guys, I would have never felt like doing this stuff, but it's been the ripple effect. It's been even the one person at the very beginning for me that said that this changed. It's my dad, you guys. It's my sister. It's all the people on our team that this has helped them in whatever way, shape, or form, right? Some people, again, it's health. Some people, it's finances. We have people that message me and say, like, we had a new coach who had her shoes, right, paid for. That's what they were just talking about on the national wake-up call yesterday, you guys, that there was a coach who within her first 3 weeks of coaching, she didn't have enough money to buy her kids new shoes for school, and she bought 2 of her kids new shoes for school. You guys, that was probably only maybe $50, right? She probably helped one friend get started. How freaking incredible that she gave her kids new freaking shoes for school. Like that stuff kills me, because I think that stuff matters. Okay. I think that stuff matters. So, I gotta get back to my notes. Sorry. I just do this sometimes. Okay. So whenever I've thought about, especially at the beginning, before I was helping anyone, which is totally fine. Totally fine if that's where you are, because I was there for where you are. I don't know, whatever. I was there at the beginning, and it's totally fine. And if, you know what, if you only help yourself in this entire journey, you know what's so incredible about that? That's hopefully one less depressed person, right? One less unhappy person, one less person that's looking at themselves in the mirror being like, I'm not strong. Because I don't care how much you weigh. I don't care what the frick you look like. If you're showing up every day you said you were going to show up in your challenge group, you're a freaking strong human being, and cheers to you. Like, that is literally the part that matters. And so if you're just showing up for you, that's incredible, because you have an extra added layer of confidence knowing that you can do the thing that you set out to do in the beginning, right? That you can finish the program you said you were going to finish, that you can actually stick to the meal plan, sort of, right? You know, it's okay. Nobody sticks to it 100%. You're going to be okay. But these kind of things, you guys, these things change our world for the better, right? Just like they said it on Legally Blonde. It's like, people who exercise are happy, and happy people don't kill people, right? That's what they said on Legally Blonde, and I think it's true. But I think it's absolutely incredible to see what this can do, right? Even if you start at just square one and you start it just yourself, like, don't even worry about anyone else. That's where you're at. So, notes. Okay. So this last thing, almost last thing. I'm very close to the end if y'all are getting bored yet. So when something has started to change your life, this is kind of where I was at about challenge group like 2, of being like super dialed in again. Like, my first challenge group, I was not dialed in, so I don't even count it, because I got sick like on day 5, and I half butted everything, and I don't even think I commented on the group at all. But when I did 2 months of really diving in, I started to see incremental changes, and they were incremental at first for me, but especially in my energy levels. I started noticing that I was feeling a little bit happier. I started noticing I was snapping at my daughter a lot less. And I started noticing that I was staying up till like 8 or 9 instead of like just 7. And I was feeling like good. Like, I went to bed feeling good instead of like dragging myself into bed at 7 o'clock. So even when you start to notice those incremental changes, you have to recognize that it's actually kind of criminal not to tell other people about those changes you're experiencing in your life, right? Because even if you just mention this stuff, you guys, to your best friend, to your husband, to whoever, even if they never join us, I don't care if they join us. The only people that join us are the people who are ready. That's totally fine. Even if they never join us, you want to know what's crazy? They're going to support you in this. If they know that you're getting something positive out of this and you tell them, I've been sleeping better, I've been sleeping like a baby because I've been so dead tired after my workouts, right? So now I feel like I get more sleep and I feel better every day. Or you tell them that you have more energy, or whatever you tell them, right? They're going to support you in this. And even that, again, huge change. That can be a huge shift in your relationships, okay? Okay, so I am going to end with 2 points. 1 point is a little bit of a list, but I'm going to tell you guys how Beachbody changed my life, because I don't think we talk about this enough, honestly. I don't think that, I don't think it's always even obvious, because I don't share a lot of this online. Like even in my posts, you guys, I'm always afraid that I'm going to come across as fake. And you know why? It's because honestly, I do feel like I'm living a better life now than I ever thought was possible. And that's insane. And that is straight from my heart. And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm not saying it to be like, look at me, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying it because I was not in this place 2 years ago. And every single thing in my life has changed because I leaned in. Because I decided that it might be possible for my life to change in these ways. So my autoimmune disease, you guys, virtually gone. I went from being so sick and on steroids every single day and lying on the couch, almost dying of pain and crazy fevers that started when I was 19 PS. And every other time I tried to wean myself off my steroids, it would come back 10. And I finally was able to get myself completely off my steroids. I no longer have that disease, even though it's incurable. And my doctors are like, what happened? And I haven't even been to him in almost 3 years, 2 years, 2.5 years. Crazy sauce, okay? My back is so much better. My marriage, you guys already gave the example of Jay. Like, just how much that has changed my relationship with him. My kids, you guys, I can't even imagine had I continued to live the way that I was living with Austin when I was a single mom, if that had continued to be my life. I cannot imagine her growing up in that, honestly. Like, that makes me want to cry because I was so dead tired. I was so done at the end of every day. All I wanted was wine, and I did not want to play with my kid. I did not have energy to chase her in the yard. I didn't have energy to take her to the freaking grocery store. I had nothing, okay? And I don't even know, like, to go back to the marriage point, I don't even know, like, it's crazy how much this has improved our relationship with us both going at these programs. When I started Beachbody, we had just gotten engaged. And I was in such a different way. Yeah, Jay just said so much. Again, my mentality has changed incredibly. And I'd like to think that Jay would have married me no matter what, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what kind of person I would be now. I honestly have no clue. So anyway, I'm so much slower to anger, you guys. I still get angry sometimes. I'm still hot and fiery, and I'm still a questioner, but I'm getting better. So that's what's so cool. But right, I'm so much slower to anger. I'm so much more patient. I'm living so much more, you guys, for my creator. I'm living so much more for the spiritual side of things. And I'm not so worried about what other people think of me. I used to be so worried about what other people thought of me. That was the main reason I almost didn't coach, because I was afraid people was going to think whatever people think. Like, I was just nervous people were going to think things, and then my real friends would disown me. FYI, none of them have. I still have all my friends, and they're all still very supportive, even though some of them haven't even joined our groups. Totally fine. Still get to love people. It doesn't matter where they're at, right? So my confidence has changed drastically. I used to be so worried about my clothes, you guys. I used to be so worried about what I looked like. It's gotten so much better, okay? My holistic eating, my confidence in what to eat, because I used to read every article and be so confused because they changed the rules like every day on what's good for you and what's not good for you and what's this and what's that. And now I feel like I actually have a handle on it, and I kind of know what to eat. I just follow my meal plan and I feel really good and my body responds really well. And that's a good way to know if you're following a good meal plan, right? So, my friends list has grown. I'm not talking about on Facebook, even though that's grown as well. I'm talking about in real life, like the number of friends, which I already talked about, this hugging people thing. I didn't even used to like hugging people, so that part's weird too. But literally so many incredible people that I've become friends with because of this platform and because of this coaching team and because of just our Fit Tribes, right? So that's incredible. And then you guys, my finances have absolutely 100%, 500% changed. Like, insane to think that there is actually a job out there that can support not only you, but your entire family, right? Jay has actually, so I was running my own content creation company when I first joined Beachbody, again, as a challenger entirely. But when I first joined, I was running my own content creation company. I wasn't super passionate about what I was writing about because I was writing blog posts for other companies. One of them, I always talk about this one, but one of my main clients was a tattoo eyeliner and lip liner company. I absolutely hated the idea of tattooing eyeliner or lip liner on as much as I like eyeliner, as you can see. I hated this idea, but I had to write blog posts all the time trying to convince people why tattoo eyeliner was a good idea. They didn't put my name on it. I was ghostwriting, but you guys, it killed my heart. I was like, don't do it. And then I had to write, do it. And it was horrible. But anyway, that's what I was doing. I was able to quit my contracts pretty dang quick with this. And then not too long later, we were able to retire Jay from his full-time job. So he was working for Sanmar. It's actually one of the largest apparel manufacturers and distributors in the world. So they work with like Nike Golf and they work with Eddie Bauer and all these things. Insane. Our finances have absolutely changed. And we get to do things now, you guys, and make decisions now that I never thought would be a thing. We get to travel with our kids. The Beachbody takes you on all these crazy trips. I should have added that to the list. We get to go to Vegas in like 8 days. Like, they send us to these things, and like my life has opened up in ways that I cannot even express. And again, I can't even get into it because I feel like I sound fake. Isid said, I don't know where I would be without finding Elisa. Oh my gosh, Isid, can I read this out loud? I feel like you wrote it. You wrote it out loud. I'm going to read it. She said, I started drinking every day after losing my son. I'm terrified of what I could have been or the mother my children could have ended up with. Isid, you make me cry. I love you so much. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Seriously though, you guys, we have no clue. I had no clue when I invited you, Isid, that you would say yes. I had no clue that we would become this close, that we would be able to be a family like this. And that's the part, you guys, that like, sure, Isid and I shared something in common, right? We shared loss. And that's how we found each other, because I lost my husband and she lost her son. And when you look at the craziness that like, had we not gotten involved in this stuff, right? Isid, I don't know, like, we didn't talk that much before this. It would have been like, who knows where our relationship would have been. But like, that's some crazy stuff. And to think that her life has been able to change in that way so drastically, and like just knowing, yeah, that I don't know, like, somebody copy that, because that needs to go up on my wall behind me. But seriously, thank you for sharing. So basically, you guys, I could literally go on and on and on about the things that have changed in my life, right? But what I really care about is the stuff that's changing in your guys' life. And that's the part that, to me, at this point, honestly, nothing else needs to change for me. I've done all the things that I want to do. I feel very happy with where I'm at. But you guys, when I look at the other people that we haven't touched yet, when I look at the people we haven't reached yet, that we haven't invited yet, when I look at coaches on our team who haven't really found their groove yet, that's the part that like I'm so dialed into now, and that I want to help with so much, and that I'm going to continue to show up with for every single day. Because you definitely have no clue, you guys, how close, typically at the hardest part in your journey, you have lost sight of how close the finish line can be. At the hardest part in your journey, whether we're talking fitness or life or business, you've lost sight of the summit. And you're worried that maybe you're going downhill after all, right? But what's so crazy is if you stick with something long enough, you guys, the compound effect takes place. And no matter what you're going for in your life, if you know where you're going and you keep taking a step forward, one step at a time, right? The magic does happen. Sometimes it takes longer than you thought it would. Sometimes it takes longer than other people around you, and you're like, what? They started on the same step as me, and now they're up there, and blah, blah, blah. Like, doesn't matter. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. In your fitness journey, again, in your life, in your business, doesn't matter. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. Do the things that you know matter. Think about the heart. Think about your why. Think about what this changed for you and what this can change for the people around you, and then stick with it for a freaking long time. Really quick, I'm going to pose a question, and this is actually going to lead us into next week's call. So if you tuned into this call, just so you know, normally we do keep them a little bit shorter, but sorry, I'm long-winded. This leads into next week's team call, which is same time, same place, right? 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. That is actually about longevity. You guys, this is a call that's going to be hosted by my coach, Jackie. Jackie is a freaking amazing person. She is technically younger than me, but has the wisdom of Yoda because she's been doing PD for 4 years, twice as long as me. Absolutely incredible. This is the one that I told you I was listening to her call and I was like, oh, you're amazing 2 years ago. And now she's even smarter. Like, she's so awesome. But she's actually going to be doing a call on why it makes sense to stick it out with this and on how to think about this. Again, and for you, it might be business side of things. Maybe you're thinking about the business. Maybe you're just thinking about your fitness, right? And your health and your personal development. Totally fine. Whatever you're thinking about, this is, again, going to apply because you have to think about what happens if you devote 4 years to this. The ways that Jackie's life has changed in 4 years. And you guys, I can't even imagine my journey doubled. I can't fathom it because I don't even know. 4 years sticking with this every single day, sticking with those vitals every single day for 4 years, what that has done for her. She's going to talk about how she showed up and treated this like a degree. Because y'all, think about it for a second. If you have a degree, or even if you don't, even if you just went to high school and you have maybe your diploma or something like that, think about how you showed up every single day. Even on the days you didn't really want to, most days, unless you skipped a couple days like me, it's okay. But like most of the time you showed up every single day. And if you showed up every single day and you could do that for 4 years, right? And in most cases, especially in college, you're paying money for that. You're paying real money to show up every day and do crazy hard work for 4 years, and you're not guaranteed a job when you're done. Not at all, right? Think about it in terms of coaching. What's so crazy is like when I made that mindset shift about 6 months into coaching, and I was like, I'm going to give this 4 years and I'm going to go all in. Like, I'm going to learn everything I can learn. I'm going to treat this like a freaking school degree, and I'm going to go all in. You know what's crazy, you guys? This costs you nothing. You pay for the products that you consume if you want. You don't have to. Technically, there's like a $15 coaching fee that if you're not buying products, technically you're not making the money back. So like you could pay $15 a month to gain the education of a freaking lifetime and change everything. Or you can pay $99 a month to be proof of the product and actually prove that this works because it does, and then have your health change dramatically and your skin improve and your nails get longer, your hair get longer, and all that cool stuff. Whatever, totally your choice. But whatever it is, imagine going all in on something like this, and then at the end of the 4 years, being guaranteed some level of business. I can guarantee you, if you stick with this for 4 years, you're going to have something on the other side. If you do it every single day, right? And absolutely incredible to think that at the end of those 4 years, you would be a much healthier, much wiser, much more self-developed person. That part kind of blows my mind. And then you have the potential of having impacted, I don't know, maybe 500, maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000, 10,000 people. Okay. Like, how incredible is that? So anyway, I'm not going to go into that because that is Jackie's topic. It's going to be so good, you guys. So, okay. Is that all? Yeah, that's literally all I have. I'm getting chills thinking about Jackie's call tomorrow. So thank you all for being on tonight. Main point, you guys are freaking awesome. Keep slaying everything that you're doing. Reach out to your coach if you want to know more about anything. Oh, I wanted to grab a little snapshot of you all. And then, I'm going to stop the recording. Bye, recording people, but stay on if you're on.